Yesterday will likely be seen as a turning point for the better. Last night, a short video appeared on the internet. It was not produced by epidemiologists. It was shot on an iPhone in a kitchen by a guy who runs a sports site. But in 3 minutes and 37 seconds, Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports laid out perhaps better than anyone ever has the absurdity of our current lockdown strategy. Here's part of it.
What the going on? When did this become flatten the curve, flatten the curve, flatten the curve to we have to find a cure or everyone's going to die? Find a cure? Who says we're going to find a cure? People have been mentally preparing. We're doing what you ask. We've done exactly what you said. Now you're changing the rules.
In barely 24 hours, that clip, which you should look up if you haven't already before it's pulled down, has been viewed close to 5 million times. We're happy to have Dave Portnoy join us tonight. So, Dave, what inspired you to do this, to make this video?
Well, I mean, if we're being honest, Tucker, I've been in the stock market. The stock market tanked, and a lot of it tanked basically on, Fauci going before the Senate and talking about the future, and the L.A. mayor saying he was going to lock the city down until they found the cure. And I'm in New York City, so I'm in the heart of it. And, I've been inside. I haven't gone outside in months. And to me, New York City is kind of at, corona fatigue, like the rest of the country. But everybody is trying to do their best, which is stay inside, social distance, flatten the curve, flatten the curve. That kind of the combination of the hearings and the Senate and the LA mayor, that to me came out of left field. It's like I hadn't been hearing that. We were all I felt like there was a collective positive vibe in the country, especially New York. We're getting close. We're getting close. We're getting closer. Every update seemed more positive. There were open beds. People were, you weren't hearing the horror stories necessarily anymore. And then this comes out of left field. Like, we're no closer than we were 2 months ago, it seemed. And at this point, I started Barstool. I started Barstool 17 years ago. And the main gist of that rant, and it really shouldn't be political. It shouldn't be left. It shouldn't be right. It shouldn't be anything.
I don't think it is political. Yeah.
Exactly. But if you gave me the choice, it took me 10 years, a decade, of working almost 24-hour days, no exaggeration, to turn the corner and become successful. If Corona hit at that moment, I would have been out of business. And everything that I worked for 10 years, gone, flushed down the toilet. At the very least, and Barstool's going to make it, so thank God we're in a good shape, but a lot of people aren't. And at the very least, they should have the option. There's risk, fine. I don't know what to believe. There's so many, you hear different things. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. And I think most doctors, Fauci, will be even like, there's a new disease. We don't know what we're dealing with. Fine. Give me the choice then. Let me go outside and risk potentially getting sick, or do I want to ruin my business? Because if it was me, I would rather die from corona than have to start over, work a 9 to 5, fight. How are you going to get a job? How are you going to put money on your family's table when the economy is going to be gone? So that was really the rant. It's at the very least, I feel bad for people who aren't given the choice. What's worse, losing my business, my livelihood, or the chance of getting this disease, which we honestly know so little about? I feel like we're no closer. That's what I think the problem is.
So you've been attacked as some kind of science denier for putting this on the internet pretty bitterly. Forbes just wrote a whole piece about how you're wrong. But you've taken this seriously from the beginning. You just said you've been indoors for months. It's not like you've denied the reality of the disease.
Tucker, a week ago, I said I did the same exact rant, except it was about masks. And this is a lot of people on I guess the right would disagree. I said, hey, everybody wear masks. You know why? Because if there's a 0.00001% chance that somehow helps and gets people back to work, then throw it on. There's nothing to lose. So I've been on both sides. I'm not trying to make it political. And by the way, the Forbes guy, I haven't seen the article. He sent me an email 5 minutes before I came on and said, basically everything you said was garbage. Do you want to defend yourself? But apparently it already went to print.
So, yeah, it went to print hours ago. That's kind of the way it works. Sorry about that. NASCAR apparently is going back online on Sunday, I think, at Darlington, maybe.
Yep.
I know you're a NASCAR fan. Do you think other professional sports will soon come back? Should they?
Yeah, it sounds like they are. I mean, the holdup in baseball sounds more about the money side of it. But, the NFL, I think they will. And, I've had my differences with Roger Goodell, even though I don't know if you heard, I am going to spend a Monday Night Football in his basement with him. But, he'll
He's
come
submitting.
back.
Yeah.
Roger Goodell, he doesn't care about anything. He may be the guy that gets it back in the streets.
Huh. Well, that's probably good news. And finally, what's your plan now? You've been holed up. You've expressed your frustration. You think the policies are stupid, which they are. How are you going to live going forward?
I mean, again, the crazy thing is, this isn't about me personally. Bars will be fine. I feel bad walking around the city in all these restaurants that you're starting to see, signs that say we're not coming back. And the crazy thing is, if you go for a walk on the Hudson River, like today when it's 75, there's tons of people outside. So the policies aren't necessarily even keeping people inside. It's just keeping businesses closed. And by the way, if Florida's open and New York's closed, guess what? I'm going to Florida. And then I'm coming back to New York, and lots of people are going to do that. So the whole thing isn't going to work. The policies are flawed regardless of how you look at it, if not everyone's working together.
A lot of people aren't coming back to New York, and I don't know if they get that yet. That's the sad thing. Dave Portnoy, thanks so much for this. You look great for a man who's been in quarantine. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I still got the purple sweatpants on.
Must be pretty rank at this point. Good to see you.
Yeah.